Donald Trump's campaign just experienced its monthly shakeup and added new talent to the campaign. And one name in particular is generating some controversy. Breitbart News Executive Chairman Stephen K. Bannon will temporarily step down from his role with Breitbart News to join the team as the campaign CEO, while Republican strategist Kellyanne Conway will be promoted to campaign manager. Donald Trump said this about those two. I have known Steve and Kellyanne both for many years. They are extremely capable, highly qualified people who love to win and know how to win. I believe we're adding some of the best talents in politics with the experience and expertise needed to blah, blah, blah. So, of course, Breitbart, the head of Breitbart News there, has been extremely favorable towards Donald Trump. It's no surprise now. Now, this is a guy that keeps saying that he doesn't trust the media is so unfair. But he does seem to be surrounding himself with favorable media figures. And so the question then goes to Cenk, is this what's needed to turn around his campaign?
Well, it can't hurt because he was already I think he was at the bottom. No, he can go lower. Don't get me wrong. He can definitely go lower. But he was on a trajectory that's downward. So might as well try something new.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you could have gone, at this point, if the election were today, he would get slaughtered. He'd get wiped off the map. So he's got to try. I would, at this point, if I was advising him, be like, yeah, sure, screw it, go for it. Right? I would have actually brought in Roger Ailes. Okay, no, I'm not kidding. Now, look, would I have done that as a person who is a decent human being? Of course not. Right? They're all monstrous people, especially Roger Ailes. But Ailes knows how to run a campaign. Ailes knows the media.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Trump is already a misogynist and a maniac, so bringing on another misogynist and maniac doesn't really hurt you as much as it would with any decent human being.
You'd think. Yeah.
So I'd go full boat. I'd do the full Ailes if I was Trump. So this is Trump saying, look, man, I can't pull this thing off even if I wanted to, of being a decent person, a rational person, a guy who can run a disciplined campaign, a competent campaign. That's what Manafort tried to get me to do. I couldn't do it. So he literally had like a green eggs and ham kind of dissertation at one point saying like, I am who I am.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to pivot. I don't want to watch pivot.
And by the way, there's a little bit of truth in what he said, because he said, look, pivoting is a form of lying. I've said that. That's true. So he's just going to give you Trump. And you would think it's not much to give you. So don't get me wrong, he's still very likely to lose. He's in a giant hole. And these guys are all, don't know politics that much. The guy from Breitbart never worked in politics. But they're going to go full populist. They're going to go nationalist. They're going to take all the dark stuff. Somebody said that this guy knows how to work the dark arts.
Well, Bannon,
referring to Bannon.
He uses the term run as a full nationalist a lot.
Yes.
So you have that to look forward to.
Right. So they're either going to get landslided, or maybe they make a little bit of a comeback, because running as a nationalist is not the right answer. But running as a populist is the right answer. Maybe they get lucky and accidentally wind up on the right rail. Maybe. And they're like, oh my God, yeah, more likely they'll wind up at the third rail. Okay, but I might accidentally find the populist rail that he's been looking for the whole time and hit it.
They might. The reason I think that it might not work out that way, I'm going to get into right here, because while this is a good day for Bannon, not everybody in the campaign is going to be happy about these changes. Paul Manafort is going to be one of those. Aides told the Washington Post that Trump has felt controlled and boxed in. They're explaining why he did all this, by staffers urging him to tone down his rhetoric and pivot towards a general election audience. Paul Manafort will stay on as campaign chairman and chief strategist, but his internal role would be diminished. Well, if he's chief strategist, is it really being diminished? I think that's just in name only at that point. So here's why I don't think that this is actually going to work. Because Trump is saying Manafort is trying to control me. He's trying to box me in. He's trying to stop me from being me. And we've tried that, and it hasn't worked. But they haven't tried that. The past couple of weeks, he's been the most Trumpian that he has been the whole campaign. Yep. Picking fights with the Khan family, saying that Hillary Clinton should be assassinated. He has been more out and out, like a crazy person, than he has been since the beginning of the campaign. Manafort apparently didn't just come up with a good strategy. He didn't even get him to use the strategy. And so what does it mean to be him now if the previous thing was an example of him pivoting? I don't think he ever actually tried the pivot. I don't think that he's capable of it. But if this is going to signal some sort of return to what he thinks he's supposed to be, then that's going to be scary and probably not very effective for him.
So, look, those are all great points. He never did the pivot, so it's not Manafort's fault. He tried and he couldn't get him to do it. The only thing I can give Trump there is that maybe he felt so boxed in trying the pivot, which he was not capable of,
crazy.
that he like overreacted in the opposite direction. Well, let's just kill her, right? So God help us all, because we're now going to find out what letting Trump be Trump means.
I feel bad for the bunny.
Because if he wasn't Trump enough yet, oh boy, buckle up.
Prepare to Trump the shark.
So that's what we're going to get here. And by the way, it might also have something to do with the fact that Manafort might be in a world of trouble. He probably should have registered as a foreign agent. It looks like he funneled $2.2 million, according to the Associated Press, to lobbying firms here for the pro-Russian Ukrainian government before they were deposed. That violates several laws, could get up to 5 years in jail. I don't know if anyone powerful ever gets jail time or is ever prosecuted. But, I mean, what a great symbol of how corrupt our overall system is, because one of the lobbying firms that he funneled the money to is the Podesta Group, run by Tony Podesta, who's the brother of John Podesta, who's the campaign chair for Hillary Clinton. So Russians are, trying to influence both sides and probably succeeding.
Yeah.
Don't forget all the money that the Russians and their allies funnel to the Clinton Foundation. Mm-hmm. So, both sides are, unfortunately, lead to similar results. Trump just gets there in a much crazier way. Yeah. And what he's now just promised to do is to up the ante and get even crazier and Trumpier. By the end, he might be the Trumpest of all.